Hey everyone, it's Thunderbolt and welcome back to another power scale video. These are the Cell Saga final base power levels. Take a good look at them. And these are the Cell Saga top 5. I made a tiny mistake in my Cell Saga power scale video where when I was writing down the final base power levels as well as the top 5, I said that Cell has a power level of 137 billion. That was the power level he had when he was distracted. Right, his actual full power level was 172 billion. So I've made the change over here. Very sorry about that, guys. So yeah, Cell's full power was 172 billion. Okay, remember that. Without further ado, let me introduce you to Dragon Ball Z Power Scale Manga Only Part 5, the BUU Saga. Oh my god, I can't believe we finally made it here. Before we start, I just want to say I'm so amazed that the Cell Saga video did so well. I got like 500 plus views. I have never gotten those many views before. So I'm quite overjoyed, and thank you so much for watching my video, and thank you so much to all the people who are commenting and actually discussing the power scale, and it really motivates me to make more videos like this. So thank you once again. Shout out to Blazing Prime, Sienna Suzanne, Yohax, Logan Swissika. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'm so glad to know that you guys are on this journey with me together. I also want to mention that I don't think I explained things properly in the Cell Saga video. It was a little too cluttered. A lot of things were going on, so it was hard to explain. Luckily, I don't think we're gonna have that problem with the BUU Saga video. I'm gonna do my best to make sure that everything is explained nicely. So let's go straight into the multipliers. So for the BUU Saga power scale, you only need to know these multipliers. The Zenkai boost ranges from 1.3 times to 6.4 times, depending on how screwed your mind thinks you are when you are near death. A Ki Blast is only a 1.4 times multiplier. Super Saiyan is a 50 times multiplier. Super Saiyan 2 is a 100 times multiplier, and Gohan's Rage Boost is a 6.4 times multiplier. Another important thing, as mentioned in every video, is the Domination multipliers. They are about 70% accurate. They are the only reason why we are being able to accurately gauge the power levels without the help of scouters. What this means is if you're 1.25 times stronger than your opponent, you can start to overwhelm them, which makes sense to me because if you're only 1 times, that means you have the same power level, which means you cannot overwhelm them. So 1.25 is a reasonable amount to have if you want to start to overwhelm your opponents. Similarly, if you're 1.5 times stronger, it's easy to overwhelm. If you're 1.75 times stronger, you can dominate them easily. If you're 2 times stronger, you can tank their attacks unhurt, and if you are 2.25 times stronger, you can perform what is known as raw power manipulation, where you can basically control the ki of the opponent. Alright, let's get right into it. Starting with Gohan. So take a look at all these panels, right? Look at what Vegeta is saying. Gohan was stronger as a brat. Too bad he was lulled by the peace and hasn't been training much. We are probably stronger than him now. He used to be fierce when he got mad. So out of all these pictures, the most important one is this one, the one on the left. That's because this is when Super Saiyan 2 Gohan was fighting Dabura. And we know that Dabura is more or less relative to Cell as well. So definitely Super Saiyan 2 Gohan right now is weaker than what he was in the Cell Saga. So I have given Gohan this power level, 372 billion. This is the exact power level he had when he was using his rage boost while being injured, while he could not use his hand, like when he was doing the Kamehameha against Cell. As a kid, if Gohan was not injured and he was using his rage boost, his full power would have been 744 billion, but because he was injured, it was only 372 billion. So this means that Gohan is 2 times weaker than what he was capable of back then. But due to natural biological growth, he did grow stronger by 3 times. So he did grow strong, but he did not grow strong enough to be as strong as his full power back then. That is what Vegeta is trying to say here. So Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's power level right now is 372 billion. You divide that by 100. So now we know that Gohan's base power level is 3.7 billion. So now let's focus on what Goku is saying, right? Goku is saying that Gohan will be really strong if he uses his rage boost. He's telling Gohan to use his rage boost. So let's apply that rage boost to Gohan's current power. So hypothetical Super Saiyan 2 Gohan enraged would be 2.3 trillion, which is amazing, right? But sadly, Gohan is not enraged. Okay, now let's move to Vegeta. So Vegeta definitely aimed to get stronger than the strongest power level that he saw, right? That was our Super Saiyan 2 Gohan full rage boost when he was injured. This power level, the one that we've given Super Saiyan 2 Gohan right now, 372 billion. So let's say that Vegeta's Super Saiyan 2 is 1.25 times stronger than that. Okay, so Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta right now is at 465 billion. That means Vegeta's base form is 4.6 billion. So that means Vegeta grew 4.6 times stronger in the 7 years. That's crazy because in between the Frieza and Cell sagas, when about 4.5 years passed, he became 4.7 times stronger. So this makes sense because remember, at the end of the Cell saga, Vegeta decided that he's not going to fight anymore. So a few years did go by when he did not fight or do anything. So technically he did not train the entire 7 years. So this growth is beautiful. It's perfect. It matches with what he's done in the past. You can see in the images here that he's pretty confident about the fact that he's stronger than Gohan now. Even here he says, in our normal forms, I'm still the strongest. He's literally telling this to Gohan. Now here's a pretty funny but also awesome thing. Kaioshin. So Kaioshin says here, when Gohan transforms into Super Saiyan 2, Kaioshin says, even so, he's stronger than I expected. I'm not sure if I can contain that power. He is literally making himself relevant to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, right? So he knows that he's weaker than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, but he is still in that realm. So Kaioshin is 1.25 times weaker than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. That makes Kaioshin's power level 297 billion. That means he can whoop everyone in the Cell saga except Gohan. He can even whoop Perfect Cell. And that makes sense. All those people who said that he's weak, not exactly, he is not. He also did say that all the Kaioshins can defeat Frieza in one blow. And you know, this power level definitely can defeat Frieza in one blow. Alright, now it's Pui Pui's turn. So we know that Vegeta is 1.75 times stronger than Pui Pui because he cannot tank his attacks. This is base Vegeta, by the way. So Pui Pui has a power level of 2.6 billion. That means he's around as strong as Android 17 from the Cell saga. Also, base Vegeta's Ki Blast had a multiplier of 1.5 times here in order to be 2.7 times stronger than Pui Pui. So if you remember from the Cell saga, your attack needs to be 2.7 times stronger to disintegrate an opponent. So for Vegeta's blast to be 2.7 times stronger, it had a multiplier of 1.5 times, which is pretty close to the 1.4 times multiplier we've been using for Ki Blasts. So things are working well right now. Everything is falling into place. Let's go to Dabura. So Goku says here, 7 years ago we fought Cell. Dabura's probably at about the same level. I like to think that Dabura is at least equal to, you know, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's power when he defeated Cell. So I'm gonna say that Dabura is equal to Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in the BUU saga, which is 372 billion. That makes sense because Vegeta says he isn't so strong that we can't beat him. Yeah, because Vegeta's Super Saiyan 2 is 465 billion, so Vegeta knows that he can beat him. And then we get to the infamous Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta fight, right? And you can see over here that Vegeta literally says, I've learned back at the tournament that Babadi's men had become much stronger after being possessed. So when Babadi controls you, he does give you a power boost. Okay, Babadi made Vegeta 1.25 times stronger, and it fits. You will see why. Okay, but as of right now, just remember that Babadi made him 1.25 times stronger. So, Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta has a power level of 581.8 billion. That means Majin Vegeta's base form is 5.8 billion. We know that Goku at this point is equal to Vegeta because he says it right here. Looks like you're about as strong as I am, right? So that means Super Saiyan 2 Goku also has a power level of 581.8 billion and base Goku has a power level of 5.8 billion. That means in the 7 years that Goku was dead, he became 3.8 times stronger, which is very reasonable actually. So now that we know Goku's power level, we can also know Yakon's power level because we know that Super Saiyan Goku has a power level of 3000 Kilis. So this is Super Saiyan Goku's power level that equals to 3000 Kilis, which means 1 Kili is around 96.9 million, which makes it very possible that a Kili is 100 million, right? But we're still going to use this just to be a little more accurate. So we know that Yakon has a power level of 800 Kilis. That brings his power level to 77.5 billion, which means he's a tiny bit stronger than Super Saiyan Goku during the Cell game. So like grade 4 Super Saiyan Goku, he's just a tiny bit stronger than that. Okay, now let's go back to what Goku said to Gohan. Alright, he said, "Get angry, Gohan. Remember when you got angry against Cell and drew forth all of your strength? If you do that again, no one can beat you. No one." That means what Goku is saying is that if Gohan unleashed his rage, he would be stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Because this is a Goku who has Super Saiyan 3. We had already calculated a hypothetical enraged Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's power level, which was 2.3 trillion, right? So let's just say that this power is 1.25 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. That means Super Saiyan 3 Goku has a power level of 1.9 trillion, right? If we compare that with his Super Saiyan 2 power of 581.8 billion, that means Super Saiyan 3 is 3.3 times stronger than Super Saiyan 2. Yes, I tried everything to see if it's 4 times, but it just isn't. It's just not possible, okay? There's no way that Super Saiyan 3 is 4 times that of Super Saiyan 2. I genuinely tried. It just isn't, okay? So for convenience's sake, let's just say that Super Saiyan 3 is 3 times stronger than Super Saiyan 2. Alright, so Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan 2 is a 2 times boost, and Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 3 is a 3 times boost. Right? That means the Super Saiyan 3 Goku has a power level of 1.7 trillion. Super Saiyan 3 Goku is officially the first character in Dragon Ball to have a power level of over a trillion. Very fitting for the transformation, I must say. This also explains why I chose that Barbati's power boost was only 1.25 times. Because if it was not 1.25 times, then Super Saiyan 3 would not be 3 times that of Super Saiyan 2. So yeah, everything is going beautifully, everything is going great. Look at the legend Super Saiyan 3, power level of over a trillion. Let's go. And now let's get to the main antagonist of this saga, Majin Buu. So we know that Buu is 1.75 times stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta's Ki Blast, right? That's because you can see the Ki Blast go through Buu, and Buu says that almost hurt me, so he cannot tank the blast, right? And it did almost hurt him, so making Buu 1.75 times stronger than the Ki Blast makes sense. Over here, I have not used Majin Vegeta's power. I have used normal Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta's power because, yes, I know that Vegeta ate a senzu bean, but if you look at the manga, after eating the senzu bean, he still did not seem to be at full power. Like, he was still injured, right? He was pretty injured. After that, he remained in Super Saiyan 2 form, which drains energy, and then he also blew up Babadi's ship. That took away a little bit of energy, and then he actually fought Buu for a while before blasting him, right? So around this time, Vegeta has lost some energy. So it isn't a stretch to assume that, you know, by the time Vegeta blasted Buu, he was 1.25 times weaker. Okay, back to his original power. So yeah, doing the math, Buu's power level comes out to be 1.1 trillion. So Majin Buu also has a power level of trillion, which is fitting. But before this fight, Buu defeated and ate Dabura. One could say that, because Dabura was not in a cocoon inside Buu, means that he did not absorb him, he just ate him. Because Buu can do that. Buu can either absorb someone or he can just eat someone. So it does make sense that Buu ate Dabura and did not absorb him. So if Buu really did absorb Dabura, his power level before absorbing Dabura would have been 768 billion. But to be honest, I don't really think he absorbed Dabura, I just think that he ate him. So regardless, we know that Buu's power level is 1.1 trillion. That means that Super Saiyan 3 Goku is 1.5 times stronger than Buu. So yes, when he said that he could have defeated Buu back then, he was not lying. Goku really could have defeated Buu, he just didn't. Okay, now let's talk about Goten and Trunks, as they have a fusion coming up. Let's say that Android 18 did not become stronger in the 7 years, right? Because there were 7 years of peace, she settled with Krillin, but she's an android, so I don't think her power level went down per se, right? Also the fact that she did train a tiny bit for the tournament So let's just say that she didn't become stronger at all in the 7 years. So this was her power level back then, 1.3 billion. And we know that Super Saiyan Trunks' basic Ki Blast could not be tanked by her. So like Goten tells Trunks, not too strong. So it's a very basic Ki Blast. She could not tank it. She had to dodge it. She was shit scared actually. You can see it over here. So I'd say she's 1.5 times stronger than the blast because she looks too scared to be 1.75 times stronger. So by doing the math, we figure out that Super Saiyan Trunks has a power level of 631 million. And since we know that Trunks is 1.25 times stronger than Goten, it's been mentioned multiple times that Goten is just a little bit weaker than Trunks. Super Saiyan Goten has a power level of 505 million. That means Trunks has a power level of 12.6 million and Goten has a power level of 10.1 million. That means that in their Super Saiyan forms, they can easily defeat Frieza and King Cold, but then they would be really weak in the Cell Saga. Almost everyone in the Cell Saga would be stronger than them, except for the humans. Which makes sense, because these guys are just kids, right? Okay, so then BUU had his split, and it's mentioned here that the original BUU had no chance. When they separated, most of his power went to the evil BUU. So let's just say that evil BUU is 60% of BUU. I did try taking 75% first, but 75% seemed too much. So evil BUU is 60% of BUU. That means evil BUU has a power level of 684 billion, while fat BUU has a power level of 456 billion. That means evil BUU is 1.5 times stronger than fat BUU, which makes sense. And evil BUU can still beat Dabura and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, so he's not that weak. That's pretty cool. But then obviously evil BUU defeated Fat BUU and then ate him and absorbed him and became Super BUU. Super BUU has the same power level as BUU in the beginning, which is 1.1 trillion, right? Because like he just separated and then he came back together, so he's back at 1.1 trillion. We all know that Goten and Trunks spent very little time in the time chamber, so let's only make them 1.25 times stronger than what they were. That means Goten now has a power level of 12.6 million and Trunks has a power level of 15.7 million. In the fight between Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and BUU, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks was about 1.5 times stronger than Super BUU. So doing the math, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks' power level comes out to be 1.7 trillion, which means base Gotenks' power would be 5.7 billion. And thanks to this, we can figure out what the fusion dance formula is. So because of the fusion dance, the stronger individual has to lower his power level to match the weaker individuals. And Gogeta said that their powers are not only added together, they are also significantly magnified, right? That means the fusion dance's formula would be the maximum power of the weaker person plus the maximum power of the weaker person again, because the stronger person brought their power down to match the weaker person, right? So this sum into some number, and we know that Goten is the weaker one and his max power is that of when he transforms into a Super Saiyan, which is 631.8 million. That means base Gotenks equals to 631.8 million plus 631.8 million into some number, right? And since we already know Gotenks' power level here, we can find out that some number is 4.5. Let's round it off to a whole number, so 5. That means fusion dance's formula is basically just the max power level of the weaker person into 2 into 5. So the final fusion dance formula is the max power level of the weaker person times 10. That means if we implement this formula, Gotenks' exact power level is 6.3 billion. Which makes sense because Gotenks was using Super Saiyan 3, so he was rapidly losing energy, which is why this was his power level when he had lost energy. That the 1.7 trillion that he had as Super Saiyan 3 was like mid-fight, right, as he was losing energy. So his max power level is a little bit higher than this, and his max base power level is 6.3 billion. And the reason why I chose 1.5 is because Goku says here at this rate Gohan won't even get a turn. So like it is easy for Gotenks to overwhelm Super BUU. Speaking of Gohan, let's see what he's doing. So Gohan is pretty adept with the Z sword at this point, while Goku was still struggling with it. Which means that base Gohan is now 1.25 times stronger than base Goku, right? And if you do the math, base Gohan's power level comes out to be 7.2 billion. So that means that when Gohan nearly died in his fight against BUU, He got a Zenkai of 1.3 times, and then the Z sword training made him 1.5 times stronger after that in one day, which is very believable. And then old Kai did the ritual on Gohan, and Ultimate Gohan was born. We know that Ultimate Gohan is definitely 1.25 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, because Trunks literally says that Gohan is stronger than our Super Gotenks, right? So this is Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks' full power, which is 1.8 trillion. If you multiply that by 1.25, you get Ultimate Gohan's power level, which is 2.3 trillion. So if you compare that with his base form's power, Ultimate is a 325 times multiplier. Okay, that means Ultimate is 3.25 times stronger than Super Saiyan 2. That is crazy, because we know that Super Saiyan 3 is 3 times stronger than a Super Saiyan 2, and Ultimate is 3.25 times stronger than a Super Saiyan 2. So Ultimate is a stronger transformation than a Super Saiyan 3. I mean, I know that the exact number we got for Super Saiyan 3 was 3.3 times stronger than Super Saiyan 2, and we lowballed that to 3, and we could do the same with Ultimate, but lore wise, everyone knows that Ultimate is a stronger transformation. So I'll keep 3.25 exactly the way it is. I will not lowball it to 3, because it has to be bigger than 3. Alright, so then Super BUU absorbed Gotenks and Piccolo. He became BUU-Tenks. So we know that BUU-Tenks' power is Super BUU plus Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks plus Piccolo. We already know the power levels of Super BUU and Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. And we also know that BUU-Tenks is 1.5 times stronger than Ultimate Gohan. They had a very long fight where it was very easy for BUU-Tenks to dominate Gohan the whole time. I haven't put all the images here, but you can take a look at it. It's there. It was like very obvious that he's 1.5 times stronger. So doing the math, we know that BUU-Tenks' power is 3.5 trillion. That means Piccolo's power level is 518 billion. If you compare that to his power level in the Cell Saga, it means that Piccolo became 16 times stronger in the 7 years. What the hell, Piccolo? This is still way better than the Cell Saga bullshit though. Way better than Cell Saga, if you remember. So theoretically, it is very possible for him to become 16 times stronger in 7 years. Oh yeah, and Piccolo's new power level of 512 billion means that he's just a tiny bit weaker than Super Saiyan 2 Goku currently. So it was very smart that Dabura turned him into stone, because basically Dabura wanted high power levels inside the ship so that their powers can fuel BUU's cocoon, right? But at that time, Vegeta and Goku were in their base forms, right? So the strongest one that Dabura could sense at that time was Piccolo, and he could sense that Piccolo is stronger than him, which is why the first thing he did was turn Piccolo into stone, because he did not want to risk fighting Piccolo. And he turned the weaker ones also into stone, so that only the ones that are strong but not as strong as him were the ones who could enter the ship. That was very smart thinking by Dabura over there. Too bad he did not know that Saiyans could transform. But good job, Dabura. It gives more depth to his character. I really like that. Also, BUU-Tenks is about 3 times stronger than Super BUU right now. Okay, so now I want you to take a careful look at this. Gohan got beaten up, almost died. Dende came, healed him. Okay, this probably gave Gohan a Zenkai boost. And that Zenkai boost definitely made him a little bit strong enough to, at least fight BUU-Tenks for longer. But he couldn't fight BUU-Tenks for longer because BUU-Tenks just blew him away with air, and at the very next second attacked Dende because he had seen Dende heal Gohan, right? Tien managed to deflect that attack. And then so Gohan's attention went to Tien, but then the second Gohan looked back, BUU-Tenks was about to destroy the Earth. So Zenkai Boost Ultimate Gohan could not fight BUU-Tenks. Like he never really got a chance to fight BUU-Tenks. But regardless, let's just give him the smallest Zenkai Boost there is, which is 1.3 times. So Ultimate Gohan now has a power level of 3 trillion. We know that BUU-Tenks is 3.5 trillion, but the reason why old guy said that Goku and Gohan together don't have a chance against him is because one, BUU can heal instantly, he is very durable, and on top of that Gohan was already injured and had lost a lot of energy, right? Even after Dende healed him, Dende could not heal him fully. He was still beaten up, battered and injured. So yeah, old guy was right. Together they could not stand a chance against him. Also, the fact that Goku when he is alive, cannot sustain Super Saiyan 3 for long. So even though Super Saiyan 3 has a power level of 1.7 trillion, he would not have been able to fight Bootanks for too long. So Old Kai was like perfectly right here when he said that the two of them don't stand a chance against. And then Gotenks' fusion ran out and Bootanks became BUU. So BUU formula is Bootanks minus Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks plus base Goten plus base Trunks, right? So doing the math, we know that BUU has a power level of 1.6 trillion. So Goku was happy. He's like, yeah, Gohan can definitely handle you now because Gohan has a power level of 3 trillion, right? Goku technically could also handle him because Super Saiyan 3 Goku has a power level of 1.7 trillion. But like I said, Super Saiyan 3 cannot last long when Goku is alive. So Buu's healing factor and his durability would have, won the fight in his favor. So Goku cannot beat Buu right now. Gohan definitely can. So Goku was right. After that, BUU absorbed Ultimate Gohan and became Buuhan. So you add their powers together. Buuhan, which is the strongest Buu, has a power level of 4.7 trillion. Buuhan is 1.3 times stronger than Bootanks and he is 2.7 times stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Super Saiyan 3 Goku did not stand a chance. Then Vegeta came. We know that the Potara fusion is superior to fusion dance, which means that in the fusion dance, remember how we had taken the max of the weaker one? Here we are just taking max of both because you don't need to alter your power levels to fuse. So Potara fusion is max of A plus max of B, and Vados had said that their power levels are added together and magnified tens of times, right? How many tens we don't know, but I'm only going to take 110. So Vegito equals to Super Saiyan 3 Goku plus Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, not the margin one, okay, into 10. So this is Super Saiyan 3 Goku's power of 1.7 trillion. Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta's power of 465 billion into 10. Base Vegito has a power level of 22 trillion. So base Vegito right now is 4.67 times stronger than Buuhan. So why did he transform? Like, base Vegito has no reason to transform at this point, right? But if Buuhan's Candy Beam, the one that turns you into candy, is a simple 2.2 times multiplier, like the Kamehameha, right? Vegito would not have been able to break free from it because he would not have been 2.25 times stronger for the raw power manipulation. What I'm trying to say is Vegito's power would not be 2.25 times stronger than Buuhan's power into 2.2. Vegito knew about Buu's ability to turn him into candy, right? So if Vegito had not transformed, his power level would not have been high enough to break free from the candy spell. So going Super Saiyan was a genius. He absolutely wanted to make sure that Buu does not get the upper hand on him. Especially because throughout the fight, Vegito was trying to coax Buu into absorbing him so that he can save the others, right? So Vegito was a genius here. He had to transform, he knew it, and he did it. So Super Saiyan Vegito has a power level of 1.1 quadrillion. During the Z era, this is the strongest man. 1.1 quadrillion. Beautiful power level for a beautiful fusion. Woo! Okay, so then all the nonsense that happened inside Buu happened, right? And Buu then transformed into Kid Buu. So technically, Kid Buu's power should be equal to Evil Buu's power, right? Because Good Buu as well as all the other people inside him have now been removed. So why was Kid Buu stronger than Evil Buu? Well, Kibito Kai tells Old Kai that the South Kaioshin, who was the strongest of all the Kais, was absorbed by Buu. And Old Kai is like, is that how he became the strong Buu? And Kibito Kai is like, yes. Okay. What that means is, when Evil Buu came out of Fat Buu, South Kaioshin was still inside Fat Buu. But now, when the same split happened again, only difference is this time, South Kaioshin is not in Fat Buu, it is in Evil Buu. And because Evil Buu has South Kaioshin, he became the strong Buu, aka the Kid Buu. That is why Kid Buu is stronger than Evil Buu, right? This means that South Kaioshin is not inside Fat Buu anymore. And the Great Kaioshin's power stayed with Kid Buu, but his essence went to Fat Buu, if you remember. That's why Fat Buu still looks like Fat Buu, but does not have the Great Kaioshin's power. So let's just say that the South Kaioshin's power is 1.25 times weaker than what Shin has now, because Shin obviously trained, and he probably trained to become stronger than the strongest Kai that he knew. So 1.25 times weaker than Shin's power is this. South Kao Shin's power is 238 billion, because if you remember correctly, this is Shin's power, right? So Super Saiyan 3 Goku is stronger than Kid Buu. We all know that. Even Vegeta said, "Don't worry about me. Just finish him off. If you build up your ki while you are Super Saiyan 3, you can destroy him in an instant." So we know that Kid Buu equals to Evil Buu plus South Kao Shin, because now Evil Buu has the South Kao Shin. That means Kid Buu has a power level of 922 billion. With Super Saiyan 3 Goku's full power of 1.7 trillion, yes, Super Saiyan 3 Goku can easily defeat Kid Buu if he could maintain Super Saiyan 3 for long periods of time without losing power. And here you can see Goku mentioning, "This never happened to me while I was dead. Super Saiyan 3 really drains the ki out of a living body." So now we have Kid Buu's power level, and Fat Buu fought Kid Buu. And we know that Fat Buu now does not have the South Kao Shin, because the South Kao Shin left Fat Buu, went to Evil Buu, right? So Fat Buu's power reduced. So Fat Buu equals to Fat Buu's old power when he had split between evil and good, minus the South Kao Shin's power. So Fat Buu now has a power level of 207.8 billion. So even Shin can fight Fat Buu now. Fat Buu became significantly weaker, unfortunately. Shin is still a tiny bit stronger than Fat Buu. That's insane. But there you have it, folks. We now have all the power levels for the BUU saga. I love the fact that the BUU saga was way more streamlined than the Cell saga. Like, all the power levels made sense. Everything, I think, made sense. I don't think there was anything that contradicted anything. Our power scale formulas and our theories and headcanons all worked perfectly. So I am very happy. That is the end of the Dragon Ball manga. Oh my god, I'm so happy. So here are the BUU saga final base power levels. Base power levels, remember guys. So in first place we have Vegito at 22 trillion. And Kid Buu in second place, 922 billion. Piccolo third place, 518 billion. Fourth place, Dabura, 372 billion. Fifth place, Shin, 297 billion. Sixth place, Fat Buu, 217 billion. Seventh place, Yakon, 77.5 billion. Eighth place, Gohan, 7.2 billion. Ninth place, Gotenks, 6.3 billion. 10th place Goku, 5.8 billion. 11th place Vegeta, 4.6 billion. 12th place Pui Pui, 2.6 billion. 13th place Trunks at 15.7 million. And finally in 14th place we have Goten at 12.6 million. The BUU saga top 5 are Super Saiyan Vegito at 1.1 quadrillion. Buuhan at 4.7 trillion. Ultimate Gohan at 2.3 trillion, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks at 1.8 trillion, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku at 1.7 trillion. Unfortunately for Vegeta, he did not show up in the top 5 at all this time around. And there you have it, folks. That was the BUU saga power scale. Oh my god. But wait, there's more. Here's a little bonus. So End of Z Goku said that Oob is as strong as him, and we all know that Oob is as strong as Kid Buu. So End of Z base Goku is equal to Kid Buu. So End of Z base Goku has a power level of 922 billion, which means Goku became about 159 times stronger in the 10 years, which is still better than the Cell saga. Okay. And obviously, since Oob has the same power level as Kid Buu, Oob also has a power level of 922 billion. Ha! You thought I would forget End of Z? No sir, I did not. Okay? There we go. That is the entirety of the Dragon Ball manga complete. And I know that those people who are following this series want me to make more power scale videos on the other media like Dragon Ball Super, maybe Dragon Ball GT. Someone in the comments was even asking for Dragon Ball Heroes, right? We'll get there, folks. We'll get there. So as a little sneak peek, let me just inform you all. I think you would be happy to know this. The next power scale video that is gonna come out is gonna be Dragon Ball Daima. Hell yeah! Let's go. And because Daima is connected to the original manga, like there is nothing in Daima that contradicts anything in the OG Dragon Ball manga, so we can use all the exact numbers that we found in this power scale in Daima and continue from there. So it's perfect. So I implore you all to look forward to that. This is the end of the Dragon Ball manga power scale. Next up, we go to Dragon Ball Daima. Leave a like, subscribe, and see you all in the next one. Thunderbolt out.